Hi everyone, my name is Michi. In this time, I want to talk about why Japanese people following the rule. If you go to the some places like a facility in Japan, like I guess like you can easily find a lot of explanation about how to order something or what is the rule in this gym or what is like discipline in this room. When I lived in the Tokyo, sometime I went to the gym like to train my muscle, and then like look around, some like equipment, like walking equipment, like a bench press or like the shoulder press or whatever. And then like when you see around that like equipment, easily you can find about rule. And not it's not just like how to use equipment, but it's a rule. I mean, like okay, like up to the 5 minutes, that one person can use this equipment, and next you have to like keep the space for the someone else, like someone next, and then like at the gym in the Amsterdam and the London, I have never seen explanation. So, but at the case of Japan, like somehow I feel a bit of pressure from the outside. Pressure like you have to follow the rule. Like a rule is a king. To be honest, it's a bit stressed. And if you go to the ramen restaurant, you can find a lot of like explanation like this. And first, don't put some like seasoning, and then first enjoy the like a taste of the noodle and smell of the noodle, and next like you like a scoop like the soup, and then finally you can customize what you want, like put some spicy oil or like put like a black pepper, white pepper, whatever. At the case of ramen restaurant, do you know the one of the most favorite ramen restaurant in Japan? That name is Jiro Ramen. you know, I want to show the picture. So it's really the huge, huge pan of the noodle and the crazy number of like vegetable, like the pyramid. It's like a vegetable is surrounded by the meat. It's really like huge one. Sometimes it's close to the 1 kilogram. It's really huge one. But the taste is really awesome. I really like it. But the point I don't like is that rule. They have really like a strict rule. I feel like it's almost like a culture. Inside that ramen restaurant, you cannot touch your smartphone. And then depending on the restaurant, but I feel like you are not supposed to speak with someone else. And then after getting your bowl, the ramen bowl, you have to focus on only the ramen. And I saw some situation before, like where a few person using smartphone while eating the ramen, and then so once the owner noticed it, like all of a sudden they got angry. Hey, put your phone into your pocket. Focus on the ramen. It's too much. I feel it's too much. But and like I like the taste, so and then like customer realize how strict rule is like in advance. So and then but I feel it's really representative like how much we are following the rule. Of course I know that's Japanese like spirits and the custom the working well. Example like at emergency situation. Do you know the huge earthquake that attacking the Japan almost 1 decade ago? That happened like north area in Japan and called Tohoku. It's really huge disaster. And then after huge earthquake, like tsunami attack on our land. And then under such a situation, the nation and the citizen around the area doesn't break the rule. The people stand up like a beautiful line and then queue in front of the facility run by government, to get necessary product to survive that situation. This is just my opinion, but I feel like As a case of like emergency, like the disaster or like accident, those kind of thing, I feel like, our pure like essential like nature is coming out, because like under such like the abnormal situation, it's a bit hard to make action like correctly to press our desire. But under such like a situation, as I say, the citizen like follow the rule correctly, made that effort and the culture made the situation like a more safety. Thinking about this example, I feel like the pride about the following the rule of Japanese people. We have a long time history of collectivism. It's really opposite concept to like the individualism in the Western concept, and then like we like put importance on like harmony to make the balance around our environment. But at the same time, like after leaving Japan, like I learned, we should not live only based on like this concept. Sometimes we have to make our own choice of like changing the rule or like not kind of like the breaking rule. You know what I mean, right? Like, of course, we should not make the crime. We should not like make some illegal action. But at the same time, the world is quite a bit complicated. So sometimes we have to choose like how to make action, what kind of action I have to take in this situation. Following the rule strictly and correctly has really a good point advantage. But at some situation, at some point, it doesn't. How do you feel about like our Japanese spirit? It's like the necessary discipline or like a virtue or too much pressure? Let me know in the comments. I'm already excited about seeing you guys like at the next video. Thank you for watching.